guys, I'm back for another video. I bet you weren't expecting to see a video from me up so soon, but I decided that I wasn't going to wait until like tomorrow or Wednesday to do my video, because I've literally just finished watching the pay-per-view, and it's always better to kind of do it like now while I actually remember everything in my head and kind of don't have to like go through the notes. And also because I'm quite annoyed at this pay-per-view. Like, I was looking forward to it. I honestly thought it was going to be like really good, but I was actually pretty disappointed with it. There was like literally only like a couple of what I call good like matches, and it wasn't even like, you know, like the main event kind of ones, and a lot of it was just a bit kind of messy, and I don't agree with some of the people who won. So there was probably like three things that I was like probably the most kind of annoyed about. Surprisingly, one of them wasn't the fact that Mark Henry won. I'm actually fine with that, but I'll talk about that in a bit. First of all was the fact that in the tag team match, like that one was going really, really well, and then all of a sudden, like, because Miz flipped and like took out the referee and got disqualified, I thought that was like a really lame kind of thing to do, to be honest. I just, you know, I thought they could have done so much more with that match. I mean, fair enough, I was expecting like, you know, Air Boom to win anyway, but I just thought that doing the whole like DQ kind of thing was like really annoying. I know it's set up for like later in the kind of event, but that was kind of the first thing. I was a bit like gutted that, you know, that happened in like the first match. Secondly, obviously Cena winning and becoming the champion again. That was just like really annoying. I know I've said in my reviews that I don't think Del Rio is like a brilliant champion at the moment, but they need to give him time. Just having him lose like, you know, 1 month after winning has literally just taken away all kind of like, you know, credibility to him, and just made pretty much his whole 2011 like completely like worthless. In my opinion, I think they should have at least given him like another month or so. You know, I know obviously they're going to start building towards Cena and Rock soon, but they really needed to keep Del Rio as a champion, like at least for another month, in my opinion. But the thing that I was most annoyed about was honestly the fact that Beth Phoenix didn't win. I was honestly so gutted at that. I mean, I was watching it with my dad, and we both literally were like, oh, what a joke. I mean, it was in her hometown. It would have been perfect for her to win. Kelly's already got victories over Beth and stuff, and it was just really should have been her, like, you know, night to win. And just the fact that Kelly, like, won by, like, you know, reversing the glam slam into a pin again. She's done that before. It's so boring, and I was just really, really annoyed. I think that was a really bad move, you know, not giving, like, Beth the championship. That was the whole point of this, like, you know, Divas of Doom thing, is that they're, you know, coming in, taking over, like, you know, but at the moment they're just making them look rubbish because they keep like losing to like Kelly all the time, and it just doesn't make sense. So that was like the things that I had to say that I was annoyed about, like, kind of start with. But yeah, like I was saying, it was a generally not very good show, mediocre really. There's not a lot that was actually memorable about the show, in my opinion. Obviously, like I said, yeah, the first match was the tag team match. I'll kind of go through all the matches again now. The first match, obviously, the tag team match, which was going really well. Obviously, I was loving the fact that, you know, Miz and R-Truth were constantly doing like their like joint rap entrance. Text message, go away, I'm doing a video. So yeah, I think it's cool that, you know, they're doing that, and even like Air Boom are starting to work together now, doing like tag team, like double team kind of moves, and just and like obviously wearing like the same colour like clothes, like Evan and Kofi both had like, you know, like the green kind of like, yeah, outfit, like attire. So I think that's really good that they're actually really trying to, you know, work together as tag teams now. But yes, yeah, the whole DQ thing was kind of like annoying, you know, like Miz just went psycho and they just started taking out the referee, and it was a bit like, oh, I really wanted to see, you know, Miz and R-Truth, you know, maybe even though not win, but at least have like a really good kind of close like contest, and then obviously then next time for them to be like really fired up to win, if you know what I mean. Second match was Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. Now I have to say, I was actually surprised how much time they actually gave this match, because I wasn't really expecting them to have that long, just because, you know, I can't even remember the last time Ted DiBiase was on like a pay-per-view, so I wasn't sure like how much faith they'd actually have in him to put on a good match. And it wasn't like an awful match. I'm not like the greatest fans of like Cody and Ted, to be honest, you know, but it wasn't awful. But I think what let this pay-per-view down as well was the crowd. With the exception of, like, you know, the couple of main events and, like, the Beth and Kelly match, they were so quiet. I mean, like, they just didn't do anything. I know people like Ted and Cody aren't, like, you know, big, popular guys, but even, like, in the tag match, they didn't really respond. When Christian came out and Sheamus, they just didn't seem to do anything, and I was just like, what? So, you know, that kind of let that down. But obviously, you know, Ted DiBiase came quite close to winning at the end. He took off Cody Rhodes' mask and was going to hit him with it, but Cody kind of countered and used the tights to win, so he's still the Intercontinental Champion. So then Christian comes out and he says, you know, he should be like in a match of this, you know, it's Night of Champions, he is like, you know, a former champion, and he deserves another match after like following the main event, or following Randy Orton and Henry's match. Sheamus comes out and says, you know, that he'd help him get that, and then but then he actually turns on Christian and bro kicks him, so that was fair enough. But obviously, yeah, so I was wondering like if they were actually going to be in a match, but obviously not. That's got to be pretty let down for those guys, you know, two of the main people on SmackDown, they're not even in the match. So if I kind of like rambling, I'm really not used to doing like videos like after work, and let alone like 10:30 at night. I'm like feeling like really tired, so if I look really horrible, please, you know, I won't look like this next time. So yeah, then we have the Fatal 4-Way match, and this one was actually probably like one of my favourite matches. I thought this 4-Way match for the US title was really good. We had John Morrison, Alex Riley, Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. There was just like, you know, lots of kind of good spots, and I thought the guys all really worked well together, and I honestly thought towards the end there that like Alex Riley was going to win, because, you know, he like, yeah, just looked really good in this match, like working with the other guys, and he hit his like TKO move. But Vicky kind of helped Jack Swagger and put his leg on the ropes. That kind of caused some tension between her and Dolph Ziggler. John Morrison hits a nice kind of C4. It goes for the Starship Pain, but Riley counters with the knee. Swagger locks on the ankle lock on Riley, I think, and Dolph hits a like sleeper hold on John Morrison at the same time. So the ref's kind of like watching both of them to see if anyone's going to like tap out. But then Riley hits a nice DDT on, I think it's Jack Swagger. Yeah, hits a nice DDT, but then Swagger kind of counters, locks on the ankle lock on him. He hits the gut-wrench powerbomb on John Morrison, but it's like Ziggler pushes Swagger out of the way and steals the pinfall, so he's still US champion. Because I predicted Swagger, didn't I? And he was like that close to winning, and I was like, yes, my prediction's right. And I was like, no, Ziggler, like, you know, stopped it like the last second. But you know, that was actually a good match. I really did enjoy that one. Mark Henry and Randy Orton, I can't believe Mark Henry's champion. I know they've obviously been building him and it makes so much sense for him to be champion, but I'm just like, I couldn't quite believe it when he actually won. But I have to say, this match actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, because, you know, Mark Henry, normally you think, oh great, Mark Henry in the main event, this is going to be horrible. But to be honest, it wasn't actually that bad of a match. Obviously, the whole point of it was to make, you know, Orton look like he was really trying, but Henry to just look far like stronger than him, and that point kind of got across. It didn't make Orton look really weak or anything, but you know, it actually wasn't too bad. Obviously, you know, the fact that Orton managed to actually hit, you know, like his DDT through the ropes on Henry was quite impressive. But then Orton tries to go for the RKO, it gets countered, and Mark Henry hits the World's Strongest Slam for the win. So yeah, I'm actually not like too gutted with that. Obviously, I'm still a bit sceptical of Henry being champion, but you know, I'm interested to see what he's going to do. I'm wondering if this is maybe going to I'm hoping that it's not going to be like the return of like Kane and Big Show, and then we just get like big men feuds all the time, because that's going to be a bit rubbish, because, you know, Kane and Carly, it brings back horrible memories, but, you know, we'll see what happens anyway. So then, yeah, like I said, the women's match I was so annoyed with. That, honestly, like, Beth was in her hometown, the crowd, like, was so behind her, you know, for, like, a woman to get that much, like, reaction from, like, a crowd, it just really doesn't happen very often. It just would have been the perfect setting and everything. But she had, like, you know, advantage quite a lot. Kelly, like, just hardly does any moves. She's really annoying. She literally is, like, you know, the female version of Cena, and it's just, like, getting really annoying now that she keeps on winning. She's just awful. Beth should have won. Just annoyed about that match, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So that is the end of that. Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena, nobody cared about. Honestly, it was just, like, I couldn't get into that match at all. Like, me and my dad, we watched, like, the start, and I was just like, nah. So we just, like, skipped, like, you know, most of it. I just don't think anyone's been interested in this feud, just because they put so much build into, like, CM Punk and Triple H, that this one's kind of literally been on the back burner, and nobody's really, like, kind of cared about it. You know, Cena coming out at the start, stealing, like, you know, Alberto Del Rio's car and stuff, and, like, you know, doing his own, like, entrance, and it was just a bit, like, cheesy and lame. But the match itself wasn't that amazing. The crossarm breaker gets countered into powerbomb by Cena. He hits the attitude adjustment, and Cena wins with the STF. It's like, okay then, fair enough. But yeah, and then obviously the main event, CM Punk vs Triple H. I was really looking forward to this one. Thought, you know, this should be like a really good match. If it's anything kind of like, you know, well, I know it wasn't going to be like CM Punk and John Cena's match, or kind of like Triple H and Undertaker, but obviously the whole no disqualification thing, you've got two like quite popular guys, it should be, you know, a good match. And it started off, you know, normal kind of no DQ kind of style, brawling in the crowd, like fighting each other on the ramp, kind of throwing each other into barricades, that kind of stuff. Nothing like amazing to report. But then obviously it kind of all turned around when Triple H hits the spine buster and throws CM Punk into the chair. Triple H has got kind of like advantage for quite a while there. He hits Punk's legs with the chair, but then CM Punk fights back and hits an awesome diving elbow off of the top rope through like the announce table on the outside. That just looked really awesome. I honestly thought, uh-oh, Punk's not going to reach this, but he actually did manage to hit it, and it did actually look like a really awesome move. And then the match kind of went crazy and all broke down after that, because Miz and R-Truth like interfered, like were taking out like both of them, and it was a bit like, what? I knew they were like, you know, like against like Triple H, because, you know, they're saying he's like conspiring, I couldn't think what the word was, conspiring like against them, which made sense. But, you know, it was a bit like, oh, why do they have to do this now? You know, fair enough, like after the match that would have made sense, but during it was a bit annoying, to be honest. It kind of took away from like the whole CM Punk and Triple H for like what they were doing. So yeah, they interfere. Miz hits a skull-crushing finale on Triple H, and then obviously R-Truth hits his move on Punk. I can't for the life of me think what it's called. You guys have told me so many times, I just can't remember. But then they take out the ref because they put Punk on top of Triple H, but Punk kicks out, so then they take out the ref again, and it's like, oh, they're going on this like ref beating up spree. So then John Laurinaitis comes out and like, you know, motions for like another ref to come out, but he sees that Triple H is going for a pinfall, so he tells like the ref to look after the other ref, but then as soon as Punk hits a GTS, he tells the referee to go in and like count the fall, but Triple H kicks out. But then Kevin Nash comes in through the crowd and interferes. I knew that he was going to come back somehow. There was just no way that he was going to stay away. So he came in and took out both the guys. He hits a jackknife powerbomb on Punk. He goes to put Triple H through the announce table on the outside, but Triple H hits him in the face with the sledgehammer, and then Triple H wins the pedigree, just like that again. It's like, oh, that was such a letdown. I mean, yeah, if that would all happen after the match, you know, it would have been quite cool. Fair enough, say like Triple H like had kind of, you know, just won or something, and then they all came out and started attacking him. I would have been fine with that, but I think the fact that it was in the middle of the match just made the whole thing kind of disjointed, and I just didn't really enjoy it. And I was like to my dad, oh, that was a bit, you know, rubbish. But yeah, so sorry for like the really like a negative review, but I honestly just didn't get into this pay-per-view hardly at all. Like I said, I really enjoyed like, you know, the US title match, surprisingly. I didn't even mind Henry and Orton, but the rest of it was just a bit like, ugh. So yeah, this is why I probably shouldn't do, you know, like reviews like on the same day that I actually watched pay-per-views, because they're negative. But no, normally if I'd have done the SummerSlam or Money in the Bank one, it would have been fine because they were really good shows. But I just felt that this one was a bit of a letdown. So yeah, if any of you guys obviously disagree with me and if you thought it was really good, please comment below, you know, and tell me like what you thought, because I haven't seen what anyone else, you know, thought of the show yet, because I went on YouTube like, you know, literally like 10 minutes ago to try and see what people have thought, but in my subscription box it showed that like nobody had like uploaded a video yet. So either my sub thing's going wrong, or actually nobody has got around to doing a video yet. I'm not too sure. But yeah, anyway, so I need to quickly go and edit this now and get it up before I go to bed tonight, because I'm like absolutely shattered. But yeah, so thanks for watching my video. Please like, comment below, tell me what you thought about the show, what your opinion on the fact that Mark Henry is actually champion after like 15 years of being in the company, and just tell me how much you hate Kelly, because that will make me really happy to know that other people actually agree with me. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys on Wednesday with my Raw review. Bye!